thought I would change things up a little bit and invite you guys into my studio. I have been an artist my entire life, since the age of 3. My mom can still remember me drawing pictures and people in my family just being kind of like wowed that a 3-year-old could draw the things I was drawing. And as I got older, I just stayed in my room. I was constantly drawing and working on projects and doing collages. And at one point in high school, I actually got like 4 bed sheets and I like attached them to the walls in my room, and with pastels of all things, I made this huge giant mural with pastels. I remember my room was just this huge like pastel fog. When you walked into my room, there was just dust everywhere, and I'm really amazed that my mom let me do that. And it probably was a huge health hazard when I look back, but that was my first attempt at mural painting. And I ended up going to the University of Georgia. I got my degree in drawing and painting, and then after college, I had a mural painting company for 10 years in Athens, Georgia. And I always loved big. I loved painting huge. Still want to paint huge. So painting and art has just been like this in my life. I kind of at an early age got the idea that I probably can't make a living as an artist. I'm probably going to have to always supplement with something else. So because I had that mentality, I always supplemented with something else. So I've always had many jobs while trying to maintain a painting and art career at the same time. And I'm going to say it's not easy at all, especially once kids are in the picture. Having a real job, being a painter, and then having a child, that part was really challenging. And I went about 3 or 4 years where I didn't hardly create at all. But it's always one of those things that's kind of always like knocking me like on the shoulder or poking me in the head saying, you need to paint, you need to paint. And I always have all these ideas for paintings going in my head. So I have decided recently to really get serious about my painting again. I'm going to make it a daily habit, even if I'm only painting like 5 or 10 minutes. I want to try to have a brush in my hand at some point every day. And I'm going to invite you guys into my painting world, but I'm also going to continue to coach. And I'm going to be coaching. I want to coach the way I have been. I like coaching from my workout room as well. I will continue that, but I'm going to coach a little from my studio for you guys too. So if you don't know me, my name is Kelly Anderson. I am the Feeling Good Mama. I serve and coach women 40 plus who want to be the best version of themselves they can possibly be. These are women who are coming into a change in their lives. They have been career women. They have been family women. They have raised children. Their children are starting to get older, and they're starting to notice that their life is shifting. The ways they were needed is starting to change. A lot of times these women are confused. They feel stuck. They might feel frustrated. They know that there is a lot more. They know that there is a lot bigger world out there for them, but they're not sure how to get it. because they've been consumed with raising kids and keeping up with a family and having a job. So what I do is I help these women find that new direction. I call it your true north. I help these women start to make a path in a direction that's going to make them feel exuberant, make them feel excited about life, make them feel like they are really living their passion and their purpose, make them feel like they're having adventure and they feel beautiful and luxurious. It's all about making the most fantastic, incredible, luxurious, even ostentatious, if you want to say, the most grand world that you could think of. I help women make that come to fruition, and hopefully their children and their spouses and their family are there along for the ride. I'm not saying for these women to just totally move past all the people around them and all the people they love. I'm not suggesting that by any means. This is about improving those people's lives also. So anyway, today's lesson, I want to talk about when you are in your 40s and 50s, you're starting to feel this transition and you're just feeling a little bit frustrated. What are some questions that you need to start asking yourself to kind of start breaking out of that? I think of like almost being in a straitjacket and you're trying to kind of, wiggle your way to try to figure out a way out of the straitjacket to be free, and to be free to be you, to be free to have an amazing life, to do the things you've wanted to do and experience the things that you've wanted to experience. I know how this feels. I am in my early 50s. I have been going through this transition myself. The last 8 years have been a huge, huge transition for me. A huge growth, area of growth. I lost my husband in 2016, and that was kind of like the biggest kick I could possibly have in shifting and figuring out, okay, this has happened. I've got to make some changes. How do I want things to look moving forward? Because for me, of course, there was no way of having it the way it was. It was gonna change, no question about it. So I had to figure out how to become very purposeful and intentional on what direction do I want to go in? Who do I want to become? What do I want my later years in life to look like? This past week, I've been working on a new painting that I'm really excited about. I'm really loving the colors and the imagery. It feels very flowing and luxurious, which is what I'm all about these days. So thanks for following my progress on this, and I can't wait for the finished product. And so I've come up with these questions for you. If you are in a similar position, things that you can think about yourself to kind of get the ball rolling if you're feeling stuck. Okay, so one thing that you definitely want to think about is when you look back on your life up to this point, what were the things that worked? And those things that you can take with you moving on. There's still going to be some things about your past life that you still like, about yourself, about your relationships, about your behaviors. There's still going to be some things that you want to take with you. So try to figure those out. But then most importantly, try to figure out the things that you don't want to take. behaviors, ways of being, ways of thinking, habits, even people that you hang around with, environments that you are in a lot. What are those things that just really should not be in your world as you move into the next realm, we'll say? Moving into the next realm, what are those things that you need to just say, no, I'm making the decision, those don't work for me anymore. I'm not going to take those with me. I am going to really, I'm going to be very intentional about only taking those things that really benefit me and really make me feel good. Atomic Habits is a really good book to read. It is James Clear, I believe, Atomic Habits. It's a great book for figuring out how to change habits in kind of a methodical way. That would be a great book to check out in figuring out those behaviors and activities that are just not what you want to move forward. And then another thing is looking back on your life before. What were the things that made you happy? What were the things that made you feel good? What were the things that were fun? And of course, some of those things, they're not going to work moving forward. Things like, I hung out with my friends every day and we played video games, things like that. Those aren't going to move forward, but you're already in your 40s and 50s. You're probably not doing too much of that anymore anyway. And if you are, it's okay, I guess, for a little bit of the time, but we need to start getting very serious about you having, not for one, not living as a child anymore, and two, like really living, like really getting out and experiencing life in a big way. So those things that when you look back on your past that made you happy, made you feel good, that you can carry with you, figure out what those are. Maybe they are talents that you have. Maybe they're hobbies. Maybe they are, ways of moving and exercise. That's certainly something for me that I've been very active my whole life. I never want to give any of that up by any means. But the ways that you move, the activities that you do, those might change a little bit, but you still want to bring the feeling with you. I want you, as you move forward, looking into your future, I want you to kind of go ahead and decide, moving forward, I'm going to feel good. I am going to, however you want to feel. For me, I want more luxury. I want more calm and ease and flow in life. I want to be surrounded by art and beauty. It might be different for you. Whatever you want moving forward, when you look into the direction that you're going, think about how amazing and incredible it could be. What does that look like? And what do we need to start building and creating to bring that in? Also, you always want to think about the people in your life, the environments that you hang out in a lot. What is serving you and what is not? What people in your life make you feel really good? You want to continue being around those people. If there are people who lift you up and make you feel special, and you do the same for them, that's a good relationship. That is a relationship that needs to continue to be strengthened, and that it needs to keep going. But those relationships that pull you down, those relationships that make you feel little, small, not good enough, if they make you feel bad in any way, those are relationships you need to limit. I understand there are people in your life that you can't just completely cut out. You never want to do that. And you always want to try your best, even if, there's someone that you don't really get along with, that doesn't make you feel good. You always want to try to send them love, and you always want the best for that person. But you can understand that you don't have to spend a whole lot of time with this person. Less is more in this case. Having some distance, having some space, having some boundaries, those are really important in relationships. And then environments are huge, because if you've ever noticed, you spend a lot of time in one particular environment or space, you have a certain way of behaving in that space, and it's hard to grow and move on to get better if you're continually going back to this space. Sometimes it's work environments that you have to kind of assess and be like, my job just, it's not fulfilling me anymore. I notice that when I'm at work, I take on some of the bad behaviors of my coworkers or my boss. It's just kind of toxic or negative. And you find yourself going back to that every time you're in that environment. Those are things that you need to think about. Maybe moving forward, I need to change that. I need to improve that. The biggest thing, I think, in getting unstuck is to make the decision you're going to make things better. And then you have to start taking real action. Nothing's ever going to get fixed. Nothing's ever going to improve if you just keep doing the same old thing. So making an honest decision with yourself, I'm not going to do this anymore. I have this one life to live. I want it to be great. I want it to be amazing and grand and spectacular. I'm going to start taking those steps to move out and get to a better place. And it's good to go ahead and have this vision of what you want things. That's why I said start envisioning something grand, something amazing, something beautiful. After we get off today, if you have the time, take the time to sit down and journal. I do this every single day. I sit down and I just come up with the wildest, grandest ideas for things that I'd like to do, things I'd like to see, ways I would like to be and behave. Start thinking about those things moving forward. And the more you think about them, the more they will start to be a part of your life. So I definitely want to put a lot of, hope is not really the word I want to use. I want to put belief. I want to put belief in your mind that you can make your life moving forward whatever you want it to be. It can be as spectacular and grand as you want. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you slowly start moving and think of a ship. A ship is just not going to be able to make a huge turn immediately in another direction. It's going to be a slow process, but if you think of yourself as the captain of that ship and you're just slowly starting to turn the wheel, you can make anything happen. And I want you to believe that. One of the things that I am going to start doing is I want to start painting every day. And I also want to start making videos every day because I want to get good at this. I want to serve a lot of people, and I want for my life to be grand, I want to help a lot of other people make their lives grand. And so that's part of the shifting, the ship shifting that I'm going to be doing for me. I'm just going to be doing raw video. I've edited a lot of my other videos. I'm just going to be doing raw videos now and not editing a whole lot. I'm going to put an intro and an ending, and then whatever is in the middle, that is what we roll with. Because I want to let you guys know I'm human. I'm very human. I make a lot of mistakes. I'm fumbling. I'm trying just like everyone else. But I have lived some life now. And I do know that I have done enough work on myself, enough introspection that there are a lot of people who just don't even think to do that kind of work. So that's what my purpose is to help women find the courage to go after what they really want. But first they have to know what they really want. And that's what I help with as well. So, welcome to my studio. I'm thrilled to have you guys here. I'm going to be sharing. I have another YouTube channel as well. You can visit KS Anderson Art. I will be posting my paintings on there from now also. So thank you guys so much for being with me, and please, as always, like and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate that. And please share this with any woman 40 plus in your life who you feel like, yeah, this woman is stuck. This woman, she could use a little help in just kind of finding her way, finding her inspiration, and finding her enthusiasm for life. No matter what age you are, I want that for all of you guys. I want that for all of us. I think every human being on earth deserves to live an amazing, incredible, enthusiastic, fun, beautiful, inspired life. And I'm going to do everything I can to try to help as many women as I can live that life. So men out there, please encourage your women to follow me and also to really start doing the work to be the best version of themselves that they can be, because then that's only going to make life better for you, right? Okay, so thank you guys so much. Have a great day, and I will see you on the flip side.